Okay.
Welcome back, friends and family, to the Son of a Mother podcast, where it is my mother and I talking news, life, stories, books, all the above, and nothing is off limits. Mom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And we're back. Star Wars theme.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Most fitting for this episode because last week the freaking Star Wars movie came out.
Thursday.
It's Monday, so it was last week.
Okay, you're right. Hasn't been out a week, but yes, you're right.
So you went and saw the movie. I didn't see the movie because a couple of reasons, but
because you never get to see movies.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
That's probably the main one. Second one is if I would get to see a movie, it'd probably be something else. So
okay, I would have thought that too, because let's just be really clear about this. I saw the original Star Wars at the movie theater with my parents.
The original.
What
is that? Like, I don't even know what the original is. Like,
well,
the very first one.
If you're talking to Ian, if they're going, it's number 4 because they went back. But it's actually the the one that originally came out, I think it's in 1977.
I wish I would remember what I was listening to on. I was listening to a TED Radio Hour podcast, and they were talking about the Star Wars, and they were talking about George Lucas' biggest influence was Hero's
Journey by Joseph Campbell.
Yes,
absolutely.
Joseph Campbell. That's okay.
And if you watch it, that's all you see. That's all. It is the entire movie.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I saw the original when that came out. I saw Empire Strikes Back because then
that's
that was
number 2.
That's number 2, 5, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
And then I never saw another one because I didn't care. I wasn't that into it, right, at that time in my life.
Yeah.
But, that being said, Ian wanted to see it yesterday. And I have to tell you the cool story that happened. So I got home early because we were supposed to record, but we didn't.
Uh-huh.
I was shopping with Annie, and then I ran home, and then we were busy. So I was home, and Ian said, let's go. I got my homework done. Let's go see Star Wars. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I really want to see it. I'm like, okay, fine. We'll go see it. I was up for it. So we get to the movie theater, and of course, it's the weekend before Christmas. Parking at the mall. I mean, this was at the promenade, but still. No parking spots. And I said to him, okay, I'm going to do a loop. And if we can't find a spot, then we know this isn't happening today. Because I'm not one of those patient parking people. Okay.
I usually just go right to the back and just park. And he's
like,
really?
No. There was none. No, none. I don't know if you've ever been to the promenade here, it's not a lot of parking. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I'll just go to the back. People were parking illegally, like in grass and, But I'm not a patient parking person. I look at it like, if there's not a parking spot, then I'm not supposed to be here and I need to leave. Because it's going to be way too crowded for what I want to do anyway. So
true. We
pull up to right in front of the promenade and somebody backs out. First spot.
Damn.
Closest parking spot to the movie, right? So Ian's like, well, I guess we're supposed to be here, right? I said, I guess so.
Mom.
Mom. So yeah, in his 16-year-old, mom self. So we get up to the door. I'm like, okay, this is halfway because we do not have tickets. And they have it, of course, playing, 3D standard, IMAX 3D, like every which way, a movie every half hour.
Do you want the comfy seats or not?
Yeah. How do you want to experience this movie?
You can stand if you want to stand.
So we go walking up and the lobby's empty. I was like, that's weird. Okay. So we go walking in the door and this guy who barely speaks English in a very Spanish voice hands us 2 tickets and says, did you want to see Star Wars today? Whoa. And then and 3D glasses.
Whoa.
And I was like, I don't have money to pay for you. I was going to pay with a credit card. And he said, just get me snack. I was like, because they already had 2 tickets. So Ian goes, okay, so you get in the movie theater and now there's lines everywhere. You can't get anywhere. Every theater has a line like waiting for people to get in to the movie. So I said, you go stand in line and I'll go to the snack stand with this guy that just gave us tickets. So we're standing in line and I'm like, so what happened? And he said, my daughter invited friends and they didn't show up. And I said, oh, that stinks. And I'm like, is she upset? He's like, she just wants to see the movie. And I said, okay. So he gets up to the thing. And of course, he orders like the number one, like big popcorn, 2 big drink, the biggest. But I didn't care. Yeah. I was like, whatever. He gave me tickets. It still was cheaper, Plus, I had a nice conversation with the guy. So he was all smiling with his 2 big drinks and his big popcorn.
That's funny.
Yeah. So obviously, and we get into the movie theater and we sat exactly where we wanted to sit. And so it was supposed to happen, right? The movie theater was packed. So then it starts and I knew nothing. I knew nothing because I didn't really think I was going to go see it. Yeah. At least not right away. So I didn't look into it at all. And did you know that Harrison Ford and Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher and Luke Skywalker and all them return for this one?
I thought no, I have no idea. But I heard something like it was a prequel. Was it a prequel to the prequel?
Nope. It's in the now. It's the 7th one, the 7th out of supposedly 9 that they're going to make.
It's the 7th out of 9.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But anyway, so they introduced 2 new characters, but as they're introducing each character, like the audience starts applauding and going crazy. Like as soon as Harrison Ford's face shows up, and then Chewie and then R2D2 and CP3O. And so I guess in the last one, they weren't there. So like this is for Star Wars fans out there. This is a big, huge deal.
Yeah.
Even for me, it was a huge deal because that's the original. Mm-hmm. That's what I know anyway. I don't know the Anakin and the, I'm not really up on all that stuff. So
no, I don't
not
know
up
it
on
at
that
all.
Storyline. But so it was really cool. It was if you saw the original, because everybody's like, should I see all of them? And Ian and I were thinking that we had to go see all of them before, binge bunch of. But I didn't feel like I missed out on anything of the story.
From 1970.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I'm seeing it, with my parents in a drive-in movie where it's like, a football field away. I don't feel like I
don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But do you know what was really cool is the experience, because at the end of the movie, everybody stands up and claps. And how often does that happen?
Very few.
Very few. And so all the, the Star Wars people are so into the Star Wars thing. And it was a good movie. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes. It went really quick. They kept, and of course it ends with the beginning of another one. I mean, it's definitely, you can tell, it's the beginning of another one. But you know what I thought was funny is that how many times, I don't know if you and Zach had lightsabers.
No.
Right. But Ian and Ethan, like every year they'd get new lightsabers. Okay. Mm. And the last time they'd gotten them, they were pretty cool. Like they keep upgrading the lightsabers. Well, I was watching an interview that they did on Good Morning America, and they said that was the first time that the lightsabers actually reflected light. Like they still weren't like that hard where they.
Oh, it was actual. Yeah,
it was
like
actually,
a beam.
Yeah, or it was an actual beam.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, I mean, of course, in all the graphics are.
I guess that's safe, huh? Oh, it's just reflection of light.
But, think about it. Okay, so if you're going to think about Joseph Campbell, as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, so he, George Lucas makes up all these names and who's the, who's the resistance? Like they have a whole army called Resistance. Okay. Well, in Joseph Campbell's book, the resistance is whatever you want it to be. Like, what is your resistance? What is the thing that's keeping you from being who you want to be?
So if you want to know all about the Star Wars, just read his book.
Read The Hero's Journey.
The Hero's Journey. Mm-hmm. Wonder if that's on Audible. Is it good? Have you read it?
Oh, yeah. I've read a lot of his books, so I know a lot about him. But, and of course, like, the Force is with you. Okay, like they say that a couple of times. But the new girl, what I thought was really cool is that she didn't understand. She was a scavenger, or whatever that means, on a planet. Like, she'd scavenger old things and try to make money. So kind of like a flea market in outer space.
Right.
But she didn't realize that she had any power. She never heard of it. And then somewhere along the way, somebody said to her, like, you have power. And then when she was in a fight scene or something, and she, like, thought something, and then it happened. And she was like, I just thought that. And then she was like, okay, so all I have to do is think things, and then good things will happen. So it was very kind of cool the way, and then she'd speak it into existence. Like she was like, you
Yeah.
get away from me. You walk out that door and leave your weapon behind. And then they just did what she said. She was like, this is really cool. So, there's a lot of law of attraction things.
Law of attraction.
Yes.
I wanted to look that up. Is that on Audible? The Joseph Campbell book? What's it called? A Hero's Journey?
Somebody would have recorded it. Yeah. Just look it up.
Hero's Journey.
I would love to listen to it because I only ever read it,
Yeah.
But what else is, there were other terms I wish I would have written, like as I was hearing, the stormtroopers and then the resistance and then the first squad. And then, it was like, I don't know. It's very cool how he sets it up. Mm-hmm. And, and this is the 70s. I don't even know when Joseph Campbell wrote that book, but May the Force be with you. Like nobody heard of, nobody heard of that then.
No, the Hero's Journey is not on Audible.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a book. It's
huge. Wow. It's pretty thick.
Pretty thick.
That's pretty crazy. Thick.
Yeah, it gets kind of it's basically essays that he writes too.
Oh, okay.
So it gets kind of, sometimes he's repetitive. He did a lot of acid and
Yeah. I know we said we wanted to talk about this next episode, but it's fitting because it's funny. The same time that Star Wars came out, the guy that followed that you like as well, the same day, Bill Burr came out with his new show, right? So it was funny because when he was promoting it, he was talking about, he was like, I know everyone wants to go to see this damn Star Wars movie, but we know what happens. You know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen in my new show. So yeah. So Bill Burr's podcast is the one I follow a lot. I listen to it all the time.
Does he have a new podcast?
No, he's been doing the same thing for a long time.
Oh, you mean he came out with a new
episode, right?
Okay.
So he was talking about it in the last one.
Well, I love him. I mean,
he's so funny.
Absolutely love Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's so funny. And in his podcast, he really just opens up. It's a great thing. So his new show is called F is for Family, right? And I guess you can say it's like Family Guy if you really enjoy Family Guy.
Oh, really?
It's kind of that type. It's a cartoon, but
right?
It's like it goes way harsher than Family Guy. You're watching, I'm like, whoa,
really?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're like, oh,
yeah,
how much
TV.
harsher can you get? Sometimes I watch Family Guy and I'm like, did he just say that? Can they get away with that?
Yeah, there's way more, but it's kind of cool. I think you'll be able to like relate to it because it's set in the 70s. It's a 70s family, so you have this dad who's working this,
What is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. The whole first season. It's only 6 episodes.
Because I'm obsessed with that 70s show right now.
Yeah, so it's set in the 70s, which is really cool. I think that you'll be able to really relate to it because the way the family is. There's an older brother, and then there's a younger brother and a sister, and the dad is who Bill Burr plays.
Oh.
And I watched all 6 episodes this week, and it's only like half an hour episode. But it's so funny. I was laughing so hard. It was so good. Bill Burr's voice as the dad, it's just he's yelling constantly. Oh man, you just have to watch it.
I know he got married, but is he going to have kids? Do you think?
I think so, because he always talks about he's like another year kidless, but I think he's like wanting to have kids.
I don't know if she's younger than him.
She is younger than him.
Oh, okay, because he's in his 40s, so I didn't know if she. Okay, how shocked were you when you found out that his wife or was girlfriend at the time that she's black? Like the first time I saw a picture of her, I was like, why did I not think that? Because he kind of comes across a real. Not that he's racist, because he's not at all, but it's like hickish kind of, he always tours in the South. He's always talking about the South and I don't know.
But he's from like New England, Northeast area.
He is. He is. But I was just like, when he talks about her, now I laugh more.
Oh, because it's hilarious.
I'm like,
well, because
so on
his podcast as well, he'll go on there and he'll answer email questions. And he'd be like, Mia, come over here. What do you think about this guy? When this girl wants him, there's one situation, they've been dating for only a couple months, and the girl gets a huge thing, inheritance, and wants her boyfriend to quit his job and travel the world with him for a year. And she gets on. She's like, first of all, bitch. I was dying laughing because he sounds like she's not like you would think like, oh, it's a interracial relationship, and you think that they act the same, but like, no, they're still to their own culture,
definitely.
So it's funny.
Did he ever tell you about, I mean, did you ever hear his gig about the making pumpkin, I think it was pumpkin pie for Christmas, or a pie?
No, but he loves making pies though. He always talks about it.
But he was like, she could break up with me for, I cry for 4 days, it would be over. She asked me to make a pie. I'm jumping off a bridge somewhere. He's like, I always go to the extreme with things that just aren't that important. He's like, I can recover from the hard things, but like, oh, you want me to get up and make a pie? All right, yeah, I'm definitely jumping a bridge today. It's definitely. Yeah. And then he does her voice and everything. Yeah. It's so like, I love him. I can listen to him for a long. Ian and I love him.
I don't know. I don't know if Ian knows about the coming out today, but I
don't know if he does either.
I was looking forward to it so much that like Thursday at midnight, or maybe Wednesday at midnight, it was the 18th. So at midnight, I was like looking for it on Netflix, but only the trailer was available. It wasn't. So I didn't get to watch it.
What do you mean on Netflix? The trailer? Oh, for the F is
F is for family. But then it wasn't until
I definitely am going to look that up.
Yeah, tonight. It wasn't until the next morning that I actually saw it on there, and we watched the first episode. And it was funny, like, you kind of have to like get into the characters a little bit, but once you set into the characters and their roles and stuff, the mom, sells plasticware, which is like a
Tupperware.
Yeah, a Tupperware thing, which is a multi-level, whatever they call it, pyramid scheme. Yeah. Pyramid scheme. And
that was big in the 70s too.
Yeah, she's like, they pay me with free Tupperware.
I'm sure I will watch it.
Yeah,
but what's funny is we were supposed to make this show about Creed because I didn't know that I was going to get to see Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to have the theme be the Rocky theme, mm-hmm. But Star Wars theme is a little cooler than the Rocky theme.
And I was surprised because Ian at first said Creed was like so much better. I just have to
ask him. I mean, Creed was, let's not even downplay Creed. I mean, it was amazing. I thought he did an amazing job. I loved, and isn't it funny how these guys are like, Harrison Ford, Sylvester Stallone, like they're kind of all coming back. But Sylvester Stallone looked a lot older than I thought he was going to look. Like I pictured him taking his shirt off and like being like, okay, look at me.
Maybe, I mean, he's in his 70s.
I know, and you can tell he's you can tell, but when he's walking, it's a little slower, little, I don't know if that was the character he had to play or if he actually is, but the one cool part in the movie is when he teaches him how to do that double back thing and he does it with him.
Oh, that is cool.
And then they both at the end, they smash it like he always did.
The montage thing that they always do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
That was like the extent of his showing anything.
Yeah.
Like he didn't work out. He didn't,
Yeah, no. I told Nikita for Christmas Day, because instead of making a huge dinner, I was like, let's just relax on the huge dinner. So let's go to the movies. I always say like going to the movies, they come out with such good movies. So maybe I don't think we'll see Star Wars. I'll probably wait to that one. But maybe Creed. I know they're coming out with a bunch of movies.
Christmas Day. They always do. I think I might want to see that Tina Fey one too with Amy Poehler sisters, even though you wouldn't. I mean, it's kind of a chick flick. But I've read both their books. I really like them a lot. So that comes out. I don't know if that's out. They both hosted Saturday Night Live this weekend. I wish I would have known that ahead of time because, they're hysterical. I love them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you're going to Pittsburgh for Christmas, right? And that's
no, I'm going to Florida.
Oh, that's right. But you're doing your snatch test, right? This week?
Tomorrow.
Why? You nervous about it or?
Yes, I'm nervous. I don't even know how to. Okay, so I did it. I did a dry run this weekend, right? Yeah. And maybe you can help me with this because I think it's purely mental. Okay. For 105 minutes. Okay. So I start with the left because that's my strong arm. They go strong arm, stronger arm. They never say weak. Okay. So you start with your strong arm. Okay. They never say weak. It's always strong and then stronger. You got your strong arm and then you got your stronger arm. So I start with my
strong arm is weaker than your stronger arm.
Right.
Okay.
So I start with my left, 10, right, 10, back to left, 10, back to right, 10. And I can do that without stopping. So that's 40 down, right?
Yeah.
And then I look and the time's 140. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So I breathe until minute 2, right? Then I do it again, 10, 10, right? And then I stop and I've got like 15 seconds to minute 3, right? But that moment, I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. That's what my head starts saying. I'm like, I'm gonna die, and I can't do any more. I've just done 20. I've just done okay, so 40, and then so I'm at 60.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think I'm gonna die. I really do. I'm like, my heart's pounding. I'm like, I definitely can't lift that left arm up anymore. So so this is what I did. So like for 15 seconds, I'm like, I'm not doing this. Definitely can't do this. I'm just going to have to tell Mark, I'm going to have to give him the news. I'll break it to him slowly. It'll be okay that I can't do this. Right. So I think about that and then I'm like, I catch my breath and I'm like, I can do this. So I go back at it. Right.
Yeah.
And I do 10, 10. So now I'm at 80.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I just don't know if I can do this.
But 1
Now,
minute,
here's
you're
the thing.
like less than 4 minutes then.
Right. But yeah, I'm at less than 4 minutes. But here's the thing. You don't have to do equal right and left. But my right arm is so much stronger than my left. I have to when I'm doing it tomorrow, I'm going to have to remember that when the left arm gets tired, I can do. So I did it. Okay. And I did it in 5:15 because the last sets were so slow. My left arm is slow. Okay. But when I stopped, and I caught my breath. And then I did 10 more with my right arm just to show myself that my right arm is still good. And I was like, I just have to remember that when I start thinking that I can't do this, just swing it out with my right arm, just do it. Because the left arm doesn't need, but I said to Mark, you're going to, at 3:30, at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you're going to have to tell me that I can do this because at 60, I want to give up. I don't want to do 40 more. And my heart's pounding. And I just think I'm going to die. My head's kind of hurting. Everything kind of just collapses at that point.
Well, okay. So the first thing I would tell you to do today is definitely drink a gallon of water today. So then So it's like a reassurance thing. So while you're doing it, you're like, I'm fully hydrated. So I'm not going to pass out from being dehydrated. Right. And then the second thing is I would go slower because if you have 5 minutes to do something, okay, I'm not the person, this is my mentality toward it. I'm not the person that I need to sprint, stop, sprint, stop, sprint, stop. I would rather just be easy and more calm and collected through it. So maybe between not each rep, but each rep should be slower in that your breathing rhythm is more fluid through the whole thing.
I definitely think I
like,
stop breathing. Right.
And then okay. Oh, now go. It's tough for the heart to go up and go down, and you're gonna feel a lot more exhausted. It's like sprinting. Sprinting, you're gonna feel like you're more exhausted.
So do you think that's why I get there to that point that I feel like I'm gonna?
I just be like, and just remain that, and then you breathe out when you're coming up, and then as you're coming down, inhale, breathe out as you're coming up, as you're coming down, inhale, and you just create that rhythm. And you don't have to let go, and you keep telling yourself, my breath is down, my rhythm is down, my breath cadence is down, so I'm in a good flow, and I'm good, and I'm just stay there, because you'll notice once you think you're getting tired, you take that deep. What makes you get tired is the lactic acid buildup in your muscles, right? So that's the depletion of oxygen in your muscles. Lactic acid builds up, sends trigger warnings to the brain. Muscles getting tired, you need to stop. But if you're able to keep that breathing cadence, you're gonna fulfill your or refill your oxygen stores to that muscle. So that way, when you're doing it, you'll feel once you get that big inhale, you're like, oh, there it is. I can feel it, the oxygen getting to the muscle, and now it's the circle keeps continuing the cadence, and really you can just go. You go.
Yeah, because this arm, when I get it up, I feel like it's gonna collapse after that. After those quick 40, I feel like I can't lift it back up. And you're not supposed to. Here's the thing. Obviously, I'm lacking somewhere because it's not a press.
Yeah.
My hips must not be swinging the way they're supposed. I'm not using enough pressure for my. I've got to dig deeper into that because it should be. all I can say is that I can do everything else so easy. It so sucks that in order to get this certification, because you don't need it. You don't need it to teach people how to do stuff. And my strength is up. Like I'm pressing the 35, no problem. Like, so doing the 26 is not even an issue. Squatting is not an issue. Like, but doing this, like, quote unquote, is supposed to, a rite of passage kind of a thing.
I wouldn't structure it the way you're doing. I know it's tough the day before to change your whole method up, but just yesterday I did 75 burpees for time. Ooh. Okay. And I got it in like 4:33.
Whoa.
So, but I didn't sprint stop. Like I stayed in a rhythm the whole time.
So you never rested?
No. If I would come up, I'd go come up and then go back down. That was my thing. And it was a mental word that I had in my head of, I would just repeat, just go. Once I would come up and the brain would say, take a break. And I'd inhale, go down, and you just keep going, and your body can keep doing it. It's not to the point of breaking that.
Yeah, like what's that 15 seconds really doing anyway, right?
Yeah, if I can go like the first 10 burpees that I do are not fast. I can do them maybe twice as fast, but I know I'm gonna burn out. You deplete your energy stores way quicker doing it that way rather than holding on to it, and it's like saving your energy, right? It's not eating all of it. Rather, you have like a big meal and you've been starving for 3 weeks, right? And be like, rah, 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 eat all of it, and then all of a sudden it's all gone. You're like, oh damn, it's all gone. Rather than save it, and then you have food for a while.
That kind of makes sense, because the woman at the she was the younger woman, but in Canada, she had to do the 26 just because she was small, she was light, right? But she was a trainer, and she was the last one to go, so everybody was watching her, and you could obviously tell that she was very fit. She went and she did all 100 in such a pattern, and she got it done in 3:30, and everybody stood up and clapped for her. Like, she never took the break.
Yeah, she was probably going real slow.
She did. Calm. She went real methodic. It was very calm. Methodic, and it looked like there was absolutely no effort in her doing it.
That's like,
and I was like, oh my God, I wish I would have had time alone with her, because I would have been like, how did you do that? How did you do it like that?
If you see like Rich Froning, the CrossFit men's or fittest man on earth, right? When you watch him go through the workouts, most of the time he starts, if not last, like very close to last, but he's won 4 years in a row, because towards the end, right, he everyone's like RPMs, right? If you think about cars RPMs, right, when it starts, everyone's RPM spikes, and they can't keep it there at the top, and then they drop off. So what he does is he goes up a little bit, but then maintains that through the whole workout. And people can't maintain if they spike real high, right? So and then they drop off real. So if you just go up not as high as them, but then you're able to level off and just stay in a rhythm. My purpose to every workout is like get in that rhythm and stay there, because then you're strong enough to be able to maintain that, and then your breathing is able to be controlled. You're going too fast when you can't control your breathing. If you're able to control your breathing through the whole time, through the reps, and then if you're not, you slow down. If you are, you're like, okay, maybe I can go a little bit faster. You try to find that just on the border of uncomfortable versus comfortable, and you can maintain that forever. It's just, you just have to.
I wish I had I wish I would have talked to you about this on Friday, that I would have a time to test it out. But I do think that you're absolutely, just because I thought of her right away. Yeah. Like, she never stopped, and she didn't go fast, and she didn't go slow, and her breathing was right on, and she just did all the 100 and walked away. Like, everybody else is like laying on the mat, like, oh my God, exactly. Like dying. And I was like, I don't want to, and I'm fine. Like, give me a 25-second break, and then my heart rate slows down. So it's not like I'm dying at the end, because I pounded out 10 more after the 100. Like, I'm not exhausted. So I realized that it's
what happens is when your heart rate goes that high, your main energy system is your anaerobic energy system, right? Which means non-oxygenated. So your body, if you keep doing that, you're going to deplete that energy store. That's going to be depleted first. And if you keep resting and sprinting, your body's like, yo, we don't have that anymore. We have to be in the oxidative state. So you have to go slower. And then when you keep trying to push yourself after that break, it's like, oh, you need to calm down rather than being like sprint, pause, sprint, pause, sprint, pause. That's more like a method of building up rather than not test day. So
did you feel like your 75 burpees, like, did you feel like those, like you weren't, like you did them and then you weren't dying?
No, I mean, I picked up my bag and then went right to the gym, or right to the locker room. Like I was it.
Right.
You know, I know
you weren't like laying on the mat. Like,
no, I wasn't laying down. I like bent down right when I got done. I bent down because I knew my legs were tired. But then I thought, oh, bending down sucks because my legs were tired. I didn't want to sit down, so I stood up and walked around. Walked around for like maybe 20 to 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And my main thing after that is just get your heart rate down, breathe in, breathe out. And I always do a thing. There's like a test that I do to test my adrenal fatigue, to test my ability of my heart rate to drop. So whenever your heart rate is raised, you should be able to, once you stop that exercise, measure your heart rate, right? And whatever it's at, say it's at, I ran the other day, it was at like 174. Okay, I was doing hard sprints. 174, within a minute, my heart rate should be able to drop 20 beats.
I do that
at the bare minimum. And so usually at that minute, it'll be down to like in the 130s, 120s.
And that's the one thing that I always think to myself. It's like when I'm done, my heart will be racing, and I do the same thing. I time it. Yeah. Within a minute, I'm already back down. Like it automatically comes right back down.
So that's a good sign to show that your body's functioning well. You know?
I know, and that's why I can go back, like take a minute after I'm done. After those 5 minutes, I take a minute, and I'm like, I could do that again. Like not, I don't know, it just sucks. Relatively. But I mean, relative. It's like I can go do stuff. I'm not dying. My heart rate is back down very quickly. So I always think that's a good sign, and But I gotta, so I have to it's kind of mental. Like I said, it's like, it sucks because I just keep saying it sucks. I have to stop saying it sucks. Just do it.
Yeah, you'll get through it. It'll be all right. It'll be good. Okay. All right, so that'll be the end of what anything else? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, friends and family, episode 11 in the books, my friends. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I'm going to say Merry Christmas because I don't care.
Merry Christmas.
About the non-denominational bullshit. I don't care.
Don't care. Everybody have a happy Christmas. Have a great vacation.
Yeah, you take it however you want to. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the new year. I don't know if we're going to be... This will be out this week before Christmas.
Yes.
Probably tonight, maybe tomorrow at the latest. That's it.
That's it.
Thank you guys for listening to...
Say Your Thing.
The Son of a Mother Show. Remember, stay strong.
Love more.